Welcome back to In the House with Beth and Ryan. I'm Beth, and this is Ryan.
Today, we are going to talk about a few things, a few updates from our video last month. The main one, of course, I guess, is going to be the Bank of Canada announcement that we were anticipating to have a decrease of 0.25%, and
it happened. I think everybody was kind of expecting it, but anxiously waiting to see if it would actually come to be. And yeah, the Bank of Canada reduced interest rates, and I think everybody's feeling a very small amount of relief.
Yeah, and so especially those people who have a variable rate mortgage, it impacts them almost immediately with lower rates. Those people who have a line of credit also see the benefit of that. There are a few other places you might see the benefit of that as well. But so overall, that's good news. There is talk of another one, maybe July, maybe more likely
July 24th. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is the next announcement?
Is the next announcement, but maybe the next reduction will be September. But there was a lot of talk that when these interest rates were going to start declining, that suddenly buyers were going to flood back in the market. And last fall, there was a lot of talk about that happening. As soon as the rates come down, buyers are going to come flooding back to the market, and we didn't ever think that was the case. We were doing a video in the spring on a global on the Ontario real estate market, and we were pretty, I think, open just to say that we don't think that's going to happen. We still don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's going to, we think, take a little bit more to see that result. However, we have just in the last week or so we've noticed an uptick in just the number of buyers who are looking.
Yeah.
So maybe that is a precursor to people actually buying.
Yeah.
Hopefully it is, but we have started to see more showings.
More showings. And I did a video last week or 2 weeks ago talking about the number of houses that sell in Guelph on average in today's market. And so far this year, it's between 5 and 6. And as of today, mid-June, we're at about 5.3. So we're still on the lower end of the range. It's really not noteworthy until we either go below 5 a day or go above 6 a day. But anywhere in that range, we're still sort of treading along in the same trend.
We have seen a couple other interesting newer trends started. So in the past, we've talked about different price points and how they're performing in the Guelph real estate market. Most notably, we talk about that threshold of $1 million. So we've been seeing for a little while now that homes above $1 million, the inventory levels are rising there, and homes under $1 million, we're seeing them sell through more quickly and inventory wasn't building. Now we're noticing a couple of new trends. The $1 million plus homes, that inventory level is continuing to rise, and it is more of a buyer's market. But we're also noticing that the next kind of step down, the $750,000 to $1 million, we're also starting to see inventory rise there too.
Yeah, and we'll put some charts in this video as soon as we can figure out how to do that. We'll put some charts in this video to show you a little bit about some of the things that we track. And we pride ourselves on being on top of the market and knowing what's going on. So yeah, $1 million plus, as Beth mentioned, has been consistently above buyer's market, but the next level down is also starting to see that. And you can anticipate when the number of houses in Guelph is bumping up against a multi-year high right now, that it's going to start to hit every segment. And that gap, which we also measure between the number of houses listed and the number of houses sold, continues to get wider. And the wider that gap gets, the more leverage buyers have as we move into a buyer's market. So
while we're talking about this, let's just maybe touch on to prices. Like, what are you noticing in terms of, is there a change in how houses are selling in terms of price with that increase in inventory?
Like negotiation?
No, I'm just thinking, like, I don't think that we've seen a huge devaluation of those price points. I don't think houses are necessarily selling for much less yet, even though we see inventory levels are higher. Yeah,
I mean, we do see houses selling likely anywhere between 95 to 100% of the asking price, somewhere in that range. There are outliers. We do track it on a weekly basis here. We have, last week as an example, 26% of the total listings sold over the asking price.
Right.
But that's partially because they were listed under market value to begin with. So you can expect to find between 95 to 100% of the asking price. But I think in this market, the idea of holding offers, as in setting an offer date, and then reviewing all offers as if it was sort of an auction, that strategy is failing. So if you are thinking of listing your house, it's a very important thing to consider. We're just not there anymore.
No.
Buyers aren't trained to do that sort of thing. Buyers now want conditions in their offers, and they don't want to compete. And in many cases, buyers are still struggling to qualify for a mortgage, yet alone get into a bidding war over a house.
Yeah, it seems like the best strategy right now, for the most part, for the vast majority of houses, is to really have a really accurate sense of what is the market value of your house and really list it right on that number if possible.
Yep.
And then there may be a small amount of negotiation, but to really get that price right and not be too high and not be too low.
Right. And with more inventory coming, if you live in, let's say, a condo, you may be on the market with 3 or 4 other condos. If you're in a neighborhood that has a number of houses for sale, well, buyers are going to shop around to those houses and see which is the best fit for them. So you do, as a seller, have to be flexible on your price if you do want to sell in this market today. So anything else you want to add today?
No.
Okay, well, as always, you can find us on our website at bethandryan.ca, and we're still trying to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube. We're in the high 90s. So get us up there, give us a subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.